Alrighty, y'all. Well, welcome back to the channel again. Thanks for showing up. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I tell you what, I uh, I am sore, man. This stuff is beating me down. But so what we're doing now is last rest day we went ahead and got all that rock finished up on the back corner. So now I've got the rest of the rock that I ordered, which is for this front circle up here. And what I have to do now is dig that down a few inches to level it out basically. So like I'm cutting a line 2 inches deep along the street edge there, and then I'm just going to cut it flat from that point basically to the rest of the circle. Now I'm taking all that dirt slash sand and spreading it here along this backside of my fence, because that's actually like the bottom of the fence to where the ground was is like 6 inches of a gap below that. So I brought it up to the very bottom of the fence, and now I'm trying to like feather that height gap outwards into the yard, because that part of my yard dips down really, really low. It's the lowest part in the yard, and that way I can help some of the drainage to where it's not directly draining straight to the center of our little back patio out front of the house there, because that's currently where it all ends up. But on top of that, I plan on pouring a 6 inch tall curb all the way along the fence line we're dumping dirt on, and the fence line I'm driving next to now, up to that curb. So it's going to be, the back side of it will be 51 inches off the face of the fence, giving me just over 4 feet there of space from the fence to the back of the curb. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to actually fill all that with rock as well, 6 inches deep, creating like a raised flower bed type of effect there. And what I'm going to do is out front of every fence post on the fence line I'm putting the dirt at right now, it's 8 feet apart for each one of those posts that support these fence panels. So what I'm going to end up doing is building a probably like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet square little wood boxes with the 2x6 material I'm going to use for all the form work when I'm done, and set that out front of each post and use that to fill with some nice topsoil, and then replant some shrubs. So that way there'll be nice little plants and everything along the fence line, filling that in nicely. That's the overall goal with that. But for now, I need somewhere to put this dirt, and I have nowhere to put it. I'm not too worried about this soil here. So this has been sprayed a few times with various vegetation killers. So I don't even know if this material here specifically will grow anything, which I'm not worried about it, because most of this width that it's going to come off of that fence is going to be covered with rock. So preferably if it doesn't grow anything, that'd be great. It's great weed control now underneath the rock. But that is in future time. So, but with today being day 180, that means it is on another 30-day block of physique updates. So day 150, I weighed 202 and a half, and I was at 21.8%, 22% body fat, something like that. So today I weighed in at 196.7 when I hopped on the scale. I feel quite a bit leaner. According to my watch, I'm now down from that like 22% mark to now 19.8%. I know the watch isn't quite completely accurate, but we'll say, you know, because I am down 6 pounds basically, that it's fair to say it's probably 2% body fat of a difference at that. 3 pounds at my weight now is about 1%ish. I mean, I guess really 2%, or 2 pounds would be 1%. Um, since I'm 200 pounds. So I'm down probably 4 pounds of fat, but down 2 pounds of muscle and water as well, which isn't a terrible ratio, not the best, but I will take it currently. So since we're shooting for that 15% goal, once we get there, we can worry about, really getting the muscle mass back on and just maintaining that. So, current diet. So, I'm eating 3 meals a day. Each meal is a half a pound of chicken, and it's either quarter cup dry minute rice, eighth cup dry jasmine rice, half a cup of corn, or one like medium russet potato as like my side. So one of those four, those are the four I switch in between, depending upon what I'm feeling and what I'm going to be doing. And each meal has a half a pound of chicken with it, so 8 ounces. So pound and a half total. And then I'm using a more healthy branded barbecue sauces from June Moon. They're 20 calories a tablespoon. They taste freaking awesome. So I go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of the sauce per half pound of chicken, and basically just saute it up in that, and it puts just enough flavor on it to where it tastes good. It's only 40 calories, so it keeps the calories down pretty low. And then also in the morning time, I have a 12 or 16 ounce Red Bull, depending upon how I'm feeling. I don't drink coffee or anything, so that's kind of my replacement there, even though coffee would be better calorically, but I'm not too worried about it, because coffee over time also tends to give me heartburn, or can give me heartburn. So if I'm not adding like a little bit of milk or something to it, which then just brings the calories right back up to where the Red Bull is. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. My total calories for the day ends up being between like 1840 to 1890. With being at 140-ish grams of protein. So it works very well. But I was kind of stuck at like just 199 for a week. Like I got down to it in the first week, and then I was stuck there for a week, and then over this last week I decided, you know what, like I'm really going to put myself in a major caloric deficit, and I went down to 2 meals, still staying at a half a pound of chicken each meal, so it's a pound a day, but both meals with just a eighth cup dry jasmine rice, so quarter cup cooked. And man, oh man, it took me from that 199 down to that 196.7, and what a difference it makes, because I am starving all of the time. So basically that initial diet that I've been following is more now going to keep me at a maintenance level. It's no longer quite a big enough deficit unless I'm doing a huge amount of work. Also, moving all this rock and dirt probably has quite a bit to do with the extra weight drop. Obviously, because I'm up, active, and this is pretty physically intensive. So, I think that definitely has a big part to it. So, if you're struggling with trying to drop some weight, go shovel, 12 tons of rock and probably, I don't know, about 5 or 6 tons worth of dirt too. So this is what I've moved in the last 4 or 5 days. I don't quite get this completely finished up. I do have some more rock to fill in the front circle, but I did get about just over a third of the way done. You'll see that here in a few minutes, but yeah, so this is the renovation that I've been working on, is, you know, just trying to get all this stuff cleaned up. And then also too, in the front yard there on the left side of the driveway, where it's all that just weedy grass and dirt that doesn't really grow much, all of this too at some point is going to get cut down and then rock added. And same around the sheds here where it doesn't have rock. All of that's going to get rock filled into it, and the fence is going to end up being raised up about 6 inches or so, because it's kind of short there, especially once the rock gets added. And we're going to end up changing those gates there because they're just kind of old, weak, falling apart. Wood's starting to rot out. The fence is kind of old, so. But we are getting there. So I end up going ahead and going into doing my day 180 posing update here. So I don't do it with a pump. This is the first one I haven't done with a pump. So I'm kind of flat and a little bit smaller looking than I would say normally look. But you can tell that I'm quite a bit smaller in the waistline, especially the love handles wise, than what I was at day 150. So that alone makes me very, very excited. The progress is definitely happening. So it's just been trying to stay consistent to it and keeping to the goals that I set in mind for the short term, like the little goals. So with that, guys, just make sure you're working toward your goals and just don't be a lazy fuck. And I'll leave you guys off to see the posing here. Alrighty, y'all. So today's 180. I've been moving rock and stuff all today. It's a rest day. I'm not really pumped up. I'm recording this right now just in case I use it. I might wait until tomorrow to actually go ahead and do the physique reveal. Since I don't really have a pump, you know, it's not going to look as great. But just in case, today I woke up at 196 pounds. So that puts me down, well, 196.8. So that puts me down 6 pounds almost, 5.5 pounds. So in the last 30 days, not too bad. So again, we have no pump going, so alrighty, y'all. So that just kind of shows where I'm currently sitting at. It's 196 pounds with no pump. All of my physique updates so far have been with a pump. But one thing I did just notice was we are starting to get that little vein right there. So that's pretty cool. But with that, there's not much to really talk about. We had all of that rock we moved. We just went through the voiceover. So, well, dirt and rock that we moved. I'm almost done. I'm about halfway done moving rock for the last part now. But with that, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow for upper body.